All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and all the acharyas in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So,
Sí, puede quitarlo. Sí, sí, sí. Oh.
Hare Krishna. So, where is Mata? She needs to translate. You can translate, you can sit there. That's fine. So, Hare Krishna, my name is Sachidanand Das. Yes. And I'm very happy to be amongst all the devotees present in the Merida region. You can come here, that's fine. Yeah. You can close the door so we can see here. Thank you. Where is the wife? Oh. It's okay. So today, this is an amazing fact that we realize again and again. Fact. Truth. That we realize again and again that in every town and village, the holy name is spread. We find that the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the mercy of his great devotees like Srila Prabhupada brought Krishna everywhere. Even in a town like Merida, I was very happy to find devotees. So Annapurna Mataji and Jaidev Prabhu were very kind to facilitate this satsang. And especially our host, Mrs. Maria Elizabeth. And of course, all the Vaishnavas who are assembled here. Big and small. Mahaprabhu said that anybody who chants the name of Krishna is a Vaishnava. So, my wife and I are very happy to be in the association of all the Vaishnavas of Merida. So, it is Rath Yatra season. Maybe we should speak about Lord Jagannath. What do you all say? Jai Jagannath. You know, it's so funny. I met some Mexican devotees, and because how the way Jai is written with a J, and in Spanish it is Ya, so some of them say Ya Ya Jagannath. And a lot of people from India, if they don't know little bit Spanish, they don't say jalapeno, they say jalapeno. So this is the magic of languages. But it does not matter. As long as you are glorifying the Lord, Lord is Bhav Grahi Janardhan. Bhava means something that is done from the heart with love. And Krishna is Grahi. He takes what we have with love. And Janardhan means one who is the sustainer of all the whole world. Before we started the program, Mother Elizabeth sang a couple very nice songs. And that was with a lot of bhav. Bhava. Yes. That is in Sanskrit is called bhava. And Grahi, Krishna will accept. Grahi. So, I believe Elizabeth means one who is dedicated to the Lord. It is originally a Hebrew word. It's in the Bible. This name. I hope I was correct. Okay. So bhakti is all about love. Srila Prabhupada said that most of the people in this world who are believers, they all fear God. But Prabhupada said, we don't need to fear God. We need to love God. There's a big difference. So this Jagannath Rath Yatra is all about love. It's about not only love, but very, very uncommon and very deep love. Mucho, 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 mucho amor. Gracias. So, there are different types of love. There is love between mother and daughter, love between husband, wife, love between maybe granddaughter and grandmother. There is love between friends. See, So one can love God or Krishna with these relationships. Somebody likes to love Krishna like a baby, like we see that. Vatsalya rasa. Somebody like a friend with Krishna, Sakhya rasa. Somebody like husband, wife, or what is that? Nuevo and novia? Novias? Yeah. Madhurya rasa. And some people mostly believe in God. We fear God, and that is Dasya rasa. Yes. And most of the faiths in the world, they believe in Dasya rasa. They fear God. And they always ask something from God. Prabhupada said, like many people, they say, please give me this, give me bread, give me money, give me health, give me, give me, give me. God is the order supplier. But real love is when you can give. And when you can give to Krishna, when our love for Krishna is more than the love for Krishna has for us, I'll repeat, maybe we can confirm the Spanish translation. When our love, when the devotee's love for Krishna is greater, than the love that Krishna has for the devotee, then Krishna can be fully controlled by the devotee. Everybody knows that Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal, meaning he can, like a Vats means child in Sanskrit. Vatsa. 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 And one of the names of Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. So when we are like a child, we ask our mommy, our daddy, give me this, give me that. We ask for protection. Then Krishna will do that. Bhakta Vatsal. But if our love is more, mucho dulce, mucho más dulce, then Krishna is controlled by the devotee. So that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us. He taught us. That is Krishna Prema. Not just take, but give. So, when Krishna appeared in Gokul, before that he appeared in Mathura as the son of Devji and Vasudevji, right? So he is known as what? What is his name? No? Vasudev. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Right? Vasu. Son of Vasudev is Vasudev. So when He appeared on Janmashtami night in Mathura. Vasudev Krishna to Gokul. Yeah, Vasudev Krishna. And father is Vasudev. It's okay. It's okay, no problem. Father Vasudev. Son Vasudev. See, listen. Yeah. So Vasudev Krishna went to Gokul. And what happened? Mother Yashoda at the same time gave birth to two dos niños. First one, Yashoda Nandan Krishna. Twins. And the other sister, Yogamaya. Most people don't know that. So, she was sleeping, and when Vasudev came, the door was open. And Vasudev saw one baby girl. Baby girl. No, girl, not chicas. Yeah. Baby girl. But Babita is girl. He saw only Babita. And he did not see baby boy Krishna. That is the magic of Yogamaya. Maya in this world makes us forget Krishna. But Maya in the spiritual world is known as Yogamaya. And that also, she also makes everybody forget. What do they make you forget? They make you forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Especially in Golok Vrindavan. And also, to make the pastimes very sweet, Yogamaya makes special arrangements. And that is the reason Vasudev could not see Yashoda Nandan Krishna, the son of Yashoda. So what he did, he took the baby boy Vasudev Krishna and exchanged it with the Babita. Now what happened to, now Mother Yashoda has two Krishnas. Vasudev Krishna, Yashoda Nandan Krishna. So what happens? So when Vasudev left with the baby girl, then something amazing happened. Vasudev Krishna, he merged into Yashodanandan Krishna. And nobody saw that. Not even Mother Yashoda. Everybody was sleeping. So next morning when they wake up, which is known as Nanda Utsav. And Utsava. Utsava means festival. Because Krishna appeared in their house. You see? Yes. So everybody was very happy in Gokul. So like this, Krishna, with Vasudev inside him, they perform many pastimes in Vrindavan. So after Krishna was about 13 years, approximately 12 and a half, 13 years, Krishna and Balram, their uncle Kansa in Mathura sent for them to come to Mathura because he wanted to kill them. No. Krishna and Balram were approximately 13 years. 1-3. 1-3. About 13 years. Between 12 and a half, 13. So Kansa wanted to kill them. So he invites them for a big wrestling match. Wrestling. Combate. And when they both go to Mathura, Krishna Balram, they finally kill Kansa. And after that, what happened? He released his father and mother from jail, Vasudeva and Devaki. His grandfather, who was also in jail. Now, because Kansa was killed by Krishna, Kansa's father-in-law, Jarasandha, father-in-law, like your father in relation to him, father-in-law, Jarasandha. His name is Jarasandha. Yeah, he was very angry because they killed the son-in-law, the daughter's husband. So he attacked Mathura 18 times. 18 times. So, and Jarasandha was defeated by Krishna Balram 18 times. But the people of Mathura, they were very, very full of anxiety. They were scared because of the war. So for the devotees of Mathura, Krishna did a very special thing. He asked one of the demigods, Vishwakarma, yes, to build a big city in the water. And the next morning when everybody wake up in Mathura, they saw they were not in Mathura, but they were in a place called Dwarka, the city in the water. So now Jarasandha cannot come in the water, in the big city. Just like you have Isla Mujeres. So he built a isla, Dwarka. But muy grande, on a big scale. Yeah. So there Krishna and Balram, they were ruling like the kings. And the king is like a Kshatriya. But Krishna in Vrindavan is a coward boy. But an amazing thing happened. When he was coming, Krishna Balram, to Mathura before they killed Kansa, before coming to, before killing Kansa, the chariot driver, his name was Akrur. And Akrur, he stopped to offer obeisances to Vrindavan on the border of Vrindavan and Mathura. And when he was bowing down, Yashodanandan Krishna, from his body came out Vasudev Krishna. Because at the time of birth, if you remember, they became one. Now, Krishna, the son of Yashoda, he's separate. So now there is Yashodanandan and there is Vasudev Krishna. Yashodanandan Krishna, he disappears in the heart of Vrindavan, in the birds, in the sky, in the hearts of the devotees, in the dust, everywhere. He becomes incognito in bhava. No, not todo Mathura, solo Vrindavan. And see, incognito. Yeah, no, nobody can see him, but everybody can feel him in separation. Vipralamba bhav. Vipralamba. You know the pranam mantra of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj? Nama Gaur Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralamba Ambude Padam Bojai Te Nama. Vipralamba means separation. Love in separation. Mucho amor in separation. Amor is in two ways. One in union, in present, or one in separation. Separado. But that is the specialty of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Service in separation. Seva in separation. Vipralamba bhav. Yes. There are many Vaishnavas in many bona fide sampradayas. But the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya has two sevas. Seva in union and seva in separation. For example, Srila Prabhupada, what is his pranam mantra, Prabhu? Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale. So somebody who is very dear to Krishna, Bhutale, he came down from Golok Vrindavan. To do what? To serve Radha and Krishna in separation. See? He left Golok. Radha Krishna, he left. But Radha Krishna always with Srila Prabhupada in the bhav of separation. So that is the specialty of our Gaudiya Mahaprabhu's line of bhakti. See, gracias. So, Vasudeva Krishna and Balram, they go on the chariot to Mathura. And Vasudeva Krishna kills Kamsa. Yes. And Vasudeva Krishna and Balram, they go to Dwarka. In the Isla, Dwarka, in the water. See? Now, what is the story about Lord Jagannath? If I have to speak about this, then you cannot go to work tomorrow, day after, tres, cuatro, cinco, minimum 6 days you have to sit and hear this katha. From this Sunday to next Saturday. And that is also a very, very concise version. Not very exhaustive. If I have to speak on it for exhaustive, maybe 2 months. So, but we will try to grab the essence today. Because today is Rath Yatra season. So, what happened once upon a time in some Satya Yuga? So, there are 3 stories of Lord Jagannath, and they are all connected. So, I will tell you story number 1, which is very historical. It is mentioned in the Purans, Skanda Puran, this about Lord Jagannath. So once upon a time, there was a very, very nice devotee king. His name was Raja Indrajumna, King Indrajumna. And Indrajumna was a very nice devotee. Whenever the people came in his kingdom, he was so nice. For the guests, he had the people who were passing by water, comer, food. He had a place for them to stay, ashram. So one time, some people from the jungle, they are known as the Sabaras. They came to the capital city of Ujjain, Avantipur, of King Indrajumna. And they were sitting there inside his forte, see. And they were discussing the guests who came from the jungle. They were discussing about a very beautiful form of the Lord known as Nilmadhav. Nilmadhav. So the police or the security, they knew that King Indrajumna was wanting to take darshan, wanted to see Nilmadhav. So they went immediately to the king and told them somebody is in the town and they're speaking about Nilmadhav. And King Indrajumna came from his palace and he went right there. But they were gone. So he felt heartbroken. He was very sad. Because he had heard about Nilmadhav and he wanted to see, where can I find him? Where can I find him? So at that time, he said that my life is useless. I must just give up my life. But all the Brahmins, his ministers, said that, King, we will help you. We will go in all the directions, east, west, north, south. And we will send people to check, to find Nilmadhav. So there was one Brahmin boy. His name was Vidyapati. And he went east. And the king said that, okay, you all have to come back in 3 months and give me your report. Go. So the people who went in the party went in the north, the parties that went in the west, and the party that went in the south. They came back after 3 months. No news of Nilmadhav. But Vidyapati, who had gone east, Vidyapati, see, yeah, he had not come back yet. So Vidyapati went into the forest far. And he came to this forest where these people had come from, the, what do you call them? The Aborigines, or the people who stay in the jungle like the Mayans. Yeah. So he asked the people there, I'm tired and I want something rest. Can you tell me where I can find a Brahman's house or somewhere I can eat? So they said, this is the half of a chef, our chief. So he was waiting and he had a very, very nice, beautiful girl in the house. So he knocked on the door and that beautiful girl opened the door and he introduced himself that I am Vidyapati. And I'm traveling through this forest. But I'm tired, I need some rest and I need some food and water. So he said, you said that you wait outside, my father will come, then you talk to him. And her father's name was Vishwa Vasu. Vishwa Vasu. Vishwa Vasu. So Vishwa Vasu, he came after Vishwa Vasu, the father of the girl. He came after a few hours in the evening time. And at that time, he had so much beautiful fragrance with him. Muy bonito. And he was wondering, where is the smell coming from? So he first introduced himself to the father, Vishwavasu. And Vishwavasu was a very kind man. Yes. So Vishwa, he told him that he was traveling. So he welcomed him in the house. And he told his girl, his daughter, her name was Lalita. Lalita, please serve him and give him his food, water, and please, and he said, mi casa, tu casa. So he invited him very nicely. Just like Mother Elizabeth. She opened her house for us. So, like that. Now, he was going to stay for a few days there. And every morning, Vishwavasu, the father, he used to leave the house early and come back only in the evening. And every time he came, it was so beautiful, the fragrance in the air when he came in the house. So Vidyapati was thinking, where is he going all day? So then, in the meantime, because of the loving service that Lalita was giving Vidyapati, they fell in love, just like the movies. Película, see. So then, Vidyapati said that I want to marry you. So she said, you have to ask me papa. So he said, okay, I ask your papa. So he was a nice Brahmin boy. And so Papa said, but you know, you cannot marry him because we are in a different, what we say, castas, different caste. But they were in love. Love is blind. So she said, Father, Padre, if you don't let me marry him, I will die. Right? All women, that is the best weapon they have, more than the nuclear missile. No. Most women use this as a biggest weapon. If you don't do this, I will die. That is the most dangerous weapon, more than the nuclear missile. So father said, okay, Iha, no problem. You marry. So then, Om Mangalam Bhagwan Vishnu, Mangalam Tano Hari, Mangalam Pundrikaksham, Mangala Garuda Dhvajaha. So they get married. These mantras for the marriage. Sacred mantras. Now, husband and wife, Lalita and Vidyapati. And again, father-in-law, Vishwavasu goes every day into the jungle. So now the husband, Vidyapati, is asking wife Lalita, where is your father going every day? ¿Dónde está? So she said, it's a secreto. Muy secreto. I cannot tell you. Super secreto. Then he said, Vidyapati, now you are my wife. And with the esposa, there is no secreto. Husband, wife, no secret. So she was thinking, what should I do? So then she told him that my father goes to the jungle and there is a nice ancient temple of Nilmata. 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 Nil mother. Yes. Blue husband. Madhav means husband. Nil means blue. Significant. So now Vidyapati is very happy. I have to go back and tell the king. But first I have to see where Nil Madhav is. I have to see. So now he says, can you tell your father to take me tomorrow so I can see Nil Madhav? So when Papa comes back, Lalita, very special today with Papa. Special comer, special food. And then she takes a fan and she's fanning the father. And father is taking comer. So now she's telling, Papa, I want to ask you something. Just like when she wants ice cream. How does she say? Huh? Like that. So I want to know, I told my husband about Nil Madhav because I'm a chaste wife. Chaste. Chaste. Chaste, you understand chaste? No, not casta. Casta? Casta, chaste. Means dedicated, very dedicated wife. Yes. I got confused. Thank you. Same word. Oh, that's why I was confused. So I just learned something in Spanish. Casta. Same word, different meaning. Caste. Yes. The chaste. Yes. So I had to tell my husband. And father was very angry. Because he said, this is our secret. Nobody should know about it. Only us. Only our Sabaro tribe. Only the Mayans, like, oh, secret of only the Sabaras. Solo y Sabara. Sabara. Yeah, nobody from outside. The father, he is my husband. And now I have to ask you. I told my husband that I will ask my father and take you to take darshan of Nil Madhav. Not possible. Now, and then again she started crying, Lalita. And said, Father, if you don't take my husband, I will die. I will take poison. Poison. Yeah, and I will kill myself. So father had no choice. Okay. But one condition. What is the condition? I will take him. I will tie a black cloth around Vidyapati on his eyes. And I will take him into the deep jungle. I don't want to show him how to get there. That is why I will tie a black cloth around him, eyes. So she went and told her husband that this is the condition if you want to see Nil Madhav. So Vidyapati agreed. No problema. No problem. No problem. So next morning, on the bullock cart, bullock, not the horse, but the bullock, bull. Una carreta de todos? Okay. So the father-in-law was sitting in the front and Vidyapati in the back. And what happened just before they left? Just before the father and the husband, they left. Before they left, Lalita, she made some lunch. And what she did, she put some mustard seeds in Vidyapati's pocket. And told him in his ear, it is the rainy season now. So when you are going on the road, you can throw a few mustard seeds on the ground. And after a few days, there will be beautiful mustard flowers. And then you will know the road to Nil Madhav. Very smart, huh? Lalita. So like that he goes. Finally, they come to the ancient temple. Much more beautiful than Chichen Itza. Oh, what's the other one? Huh? Sunantich, no, here. What's the other one that college of? Uxmal. Much better than Uxmal. The real temple. Because the Mayan temples, they were meant for sacrifices sometimes, right? But this is pure Vishnu temple. So when he went there, he saw the beautiful deity of Nil Madhav. He offered his obeisances. And the father-in-law said, now I will go inside the jungle to bring flowers. to bring fresh flowers. Yes, flores fresca. And for the worship of Nil Madhav. So you sit down here and you take darshan with your heart's content. So he sat down. Father-in-law went into the jungle to bring flowers, fresh flowers. Now, when he was sat down, in the middle, there was a big lake. Yeah, like a pond, like Radhakund. So he was sitting on this side, and Nil Madhav was on the other side. And in between, there was a big tree. And there was a crow. Cuervo. Yes. And the cuervo was sitting on the branch of the tree. Yeah. And suddenly it fell asleep. Like sometimes we fall asleep when we are in the bus or in the taxi. And he fell asleep and he fell into the water. And what happened? Something very magical happened. The Vishnu Dutas, the angels from Vaikuntha, the representatives of Lord Vishnu, they came and they took that soul of the crow on a very special plane and took him back home, back to Godhead. So Vidyapati saw that. So he said, this is the easy way to go home back to Godhead. I don't need to go back home. All in this world, everything is temporary. My wife, my father, my mother, everybody is temporary. So I just saw a very, very bad soul, like or very bad animal or a bird like the crow. Crow is very dirty. It's muertes, dead things, carne. But even then, it got the salvation. He went back to Godhead. So, I should do the same thing. So he went on the tree. And he was about to jump. But Nil Madhav spoke to him. He said, stop. Alto. He said, no. I have a lot of seva for you, service for you. So not time for you to go back yet. Service is more important. So he said, okay. And Hare Krishna. Haribol. Okay, now be a good girl and sit down. Gracias. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so he says, yes, my Lord, what is my seva? What is my service? So your service is to go to your King Indrajumna, who is my devotee, and tell him about me and tell him you found me. And also after that, I have many services for you. So Vidyapati, when he goes home, he tells Lalita, I have to go now. But his father-in-law said, no, he arrested him. You cannot leave. You know the secret now. So again, the same drama. Lalita starts crying. Mucho poison. Father, you cannot do that to my husband. So then father had to listen to her. So Vidyapati goes back. And when the security guards and the ministers see him come, they tell King Indrajumna, Vidyapati is back, Vidyapati is back. And he asked Vidyapati, did you find Nilmadhav? And Vidyapati said, yes, my dear Lord, yes, my dear King. King Indrajumna was very happy. Muy, muy. And he said, we must go now. Ahora. He told all his guards, his ministers, let's go now. Ahora. So it took some time before he reached to the jungle. Maybe a few months. It took some time for King Indrajumna to go to the jungle. And when they reached there, the entire with Vidyapati, they got lost. They got lost. Lost, right? Okay. And he was trying to find the flowers from the mustard seeds, but he could not. So now he was looking, and all the Sabaras, including Lalita and father-in-law Viswavasu, and all of them, they were gone. Savaras. Yeah. Yeah. Just like you have the Aztecs, you have the Mayans, and you are from, you said this afternoon, you told us something. What tribe? Zapotes. So the Savaras is a tribe. So they were all gone. They tried to find Nilmadhav, cannot find. So now King Indrajumna was feeling so bad. He says, I am such a big sinner. You know, Nilmadhav doesn't want to give me darshan. So I must, you know, my life is useless. So I will now give up my life. So that is how the devotees feel. So that is how devotees feel when they cannot get the service of the Lord. Yeah, that is important. Seva. If we don't get seva, it is like a fish out of water. For the Vaishnava, service is muy importante. See? So then Nilmadhav started speaking that don't worry, I will come to you very soon. Very soon when you go home, on the ocean, in the ocean, you will find 4 logs, huge logs. They will be floating. And when you get them, I will guide you how to make my image, my form, my transcendental form. So King Indrajumna felt a little happy. And he requested him that you, Nilmadhav, in the voice, sound, he said that please build a nice temple for me. Yes. Build a temple for me. Yeah. Nilmadhav said. Yes. And I will come in the form of 4 logs. Yes. In the ocean. See, so after a few years, 4 logs came on the ocean. And he told his soldiers, yeah, please pick it up. And he had a golden throne, a golden chariot made of gold. And he wanted to put them because Nil Madhav told him to take a golden chariot for him. But nobody can pick it up. 100, thousands is so heavy. Yeah, nobody can pick up. So then suddenly, again, Indrajum the king was very sad. How will I serve the Lord? It was his desire to take it to the temple, the 4 logs. So again, he was thinking, I will fast now and I will not eat anything. Yes. So then Nil Madhav again came in the voice, in the sound form, and said, don't worry. I'm sending Vidyapati. I'm sending Viswavasu. Yes, Viswavasu. Yes, they were gone many, many years ago. But I'm going to send them. And I'm going to send Lalita. And they came into the ocean. And all 3 of them, Lalita, Viswavasu, and Vidyapati, they pick up the logs like a toy. That's like how she's playing with the flower. And they put it on the golden chariot. And then King Indrajumna took it to the temple in his palace. Now, Nil Madhav had told him that I will send somebody to make my sculpture, make my transcendental form. And this person is very special. He will come. So one very old man, old, he came. His name was Maharana. Some say it is Vishwakarma. So he came and he said that the king, I can make the deities for you. But he said, I have one condition. I will work behind closed doors. And nobody will disturb me. So the king said, no problem. So then the logs were put inside on a huge altar. The doors were closed. And this Maharana started making the deity. Every day, king was outside. Oh, he's working nicely. He can hear. Right? The noise with the hammer and the chisel. So for 2 weeks, it happened. It was all working very nicely. Then the 3rd week, there was no sound. Todo, silence. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 1 week, complete silence. Todo. So king was worried. And the queen, the king Indrajumna's wife, his name is Gundicha. So Mother Gundicha said that maybe he's an old man, something happened. Maybe he's sick. Something must have happened to him. You should check. She said, no. King Indra said, no, 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 no. I promised him. I promised him. But see, if something happens, then it's a big sin. You must become practical. And you must try to see what happened to the old man. So then he said, okay. So he told his security guards, break the door open. And what did he see? The old man was not there, invisible. But he saw 4 unfinished forms. No eyes, no hands, no legs. So now King Indrajumna was very sad. And he was thinking, I am an offender. I broke my promise. If I had not broken my promise and I had not listened to my wife, this would have not happened. So don't listen to your wife all the time. Look at my wife is giving me bad looks. Anyways, so then again Nil Madhav said, this is exactly the form I wanted. He came in the voice, in the sound vibration. This is my pastime. You establish me in this nice temple and you worship me. So now that was story number 1. Are you ready for the second story? See? See que no? See? Okay. So now we are going to Dwarka. You remember Krishna, Balram, Vasudev, Krishna and Balram? They're in Dwarka. So one time what happened? Now you all know that Krishna in Dwarka was a big king. And do you know how many wives he married? 16,000. 16,000. 17,000. 16,000. 16,000. Yeah, you can add the 108. Yes, yeah, yeah, 16,108. And he had his wives, the queens, Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, and like that 16,108. So one day, they were all talking to each other. That, hey, I have a problem. At night, my husband Krishna is crying. And crying a lot. He's catching my blouse and saying, Radha, Radha, Radhe, Radhe. He's calling out the names of his cows. He's calling out the names of some friends. He's in a place called Vrindavan. He's calling out the names of all the different gopis. And Rukmani said he's holding my blouse and calling me Radhe, Radhe. Can you imagine the ladies, if your husband in the sleep is calling out the name of another woman, what will you do? What will you do? But they were not like that. They wanted to know. Oh, they all said, oh, this happened to me too. It happened to me too. Me too. Me too. All of them. So we need to know what is this place Vrindavan. We need to know who the gopis are. We need to know who Radharani is. So then they said, the best part at that time, they were all thinking how we can know, how we can know. And suddenly, Narad Muni comes. Haribo. And Narad Muni, they say, Narad Muni, you know everything, past, present, and future. Por favor, please tell us why Krishna is doing this. And he is crying. Mucho. The bed is wet. The pillow is wet. So much he is crying. So then Naradji said, I know who can tell you. Go to Mother Rohini. Because she lived in Vrindavan. She is one of the wives of Vasudeva. And the mother of Balram. And she stayed in the house of Nanda Maharaj when we were in jail. When Vasudeva and Devaki was in jail. So she's seen Vrindavan. She knows everybody in Vrindavan. She will tell you many things about Vrindavan. So yes, let's call Mother Rohini. Let's call. So all the queens, 16,108, they gather and call Mother Rohini. So they said, please, this is the problem. They told the whole story. Every night he's crying. He's calling out the names of all the devotees or all the gopis and the cows and the friends. And in Vrindavan, he's calling out Nanda Baba, Mata Yashoda Mai, Radhe, he's calling. So, Mother Rohini says, okay, I will tell you about Vrindavan. But first, what I want you to do is close the doors. And I want one volunteer to stand outside and make sure Krishna Balram don't come out. Because if they hear about Vrindavan, they can become very upset. They can become sad. They can go into samadhi. So we have to guard the doors. So the younger sister of Krishna Balram, Subhadra, he says, Madre, oh mother, I will stand and I will make sure they don't come inside. And I will lock the door from outside. So then they closed the doors. And all the queens sat and Mother Rohini was in the center. And Mother Rohini started speaking about Vrindavan. Sweet Vrindavan. The most beautiful Vrindavan. The different pastimes of Sri Krishna when he was right from the childhood. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madana Mohan. Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madana Mohan. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan. Shama Kunda Radha vata Dadasha kana Keshi gata vamshi vata Dadasha kana Jaha sab leela koilo Shri Nanda Nanda Jaha sab leela koilo Shri Nanda Nanda Jaya Nanda Yashoda Jaya Jaya Gopaga Shri Ramadi Jaya Jaya Dhenu Vatsaga Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kirtida Sundari Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhiranagari Jaya Ram Ghata Jaya Rohini Nanda Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakha Dhatu Dijara Jaya Jaya Dija Patni Jaya Naga Kanya Gana Bhakti Teja Hara Pailo Govinda Chara Jaya Ras Mandala Jaya Jaya Radhasya Jaya Jaya Rasa Leela Sarva Manora Jaya Jaya Ujjvala Rasa Sarva Rasa Parakiya Bhave Jaha Prajita Prachar Vijanava Pada Padma Puriyasmara Dina Krishna Dase Koe Nama Sankirtan Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Shri Radhe So Mother Rohini spoke about Vrindavan Dham, about the devotees in Vrindavan, about the gopis, about the gopas, about all the and everybody was listening so nicely. Now suddenly what happens? Krishna and Balram, they are actually seated in the palace on the throne. And there are many ministers and many kings. And he's in a big meeting. But they are the supreme lords. They are situated in everybody's heart. And they know what is happening in the other queen's palaces. And they dropped the meeting and they ran to that main palace where Mother Rohini is with the 16,108 queens. That is the most important thing, is devotion. We can drop everything and run for Vrindavan. Even Krishna and Balram, they are running for Vrindavan. When we say running for Vrindavan, because they're speaking about Vrindavan, thinking about Vrindavan, hearing about Vrindavan, is Vrindavan. Just like the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, is non-different from Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Just like thinking about Vrindavan, talking about Vrindavan, hearing about Vrindavan, is being in Vrindavan. Just like when we chant the holy names, it is like associating with Krishna and Krishna's most intimate associates. Maybe you all can say this shloka with me. Por favor. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Vigraha Nitya Shuddha Mukta Nama Namino Abhinna. It means the holy name of Krishna is like touchstone, Chintamani. It is live. It is real. It is Chaitanya. Chaitanya means we have Chaitanya when we have the soul in the body. Chaitya, that is called Chaitya, consciousness. When the soul leaves the body, it is just dead body. So the holy name is Chaitanya. And it can give us eternal liberation. And it can eternally purify us. Why? Because Nam Namino Abhinna. Because the name and the persona, the person, are non-different. Okay? Very important. But we don't realize it. Nam Agari Bahuda Nija Sarva Sakti Tatra Arpita Niyameta Smarnena Kala Eta Drashi Tava Kripa Bhagwan Mamayapi Durdaiva Midrisham Ihajani Na Anuraga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking the role of a simple person. And he's saying that although, my dear Krishna, although my dear Krishna, you have invested all your energies, your personal energies in the holy name. But I have no attraction for the holy name. So when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, we have to understand that we are associating with Krishna, Radharani, and all the gopis of Vrindavan. When we have that realization in our heart, then Srila Prabhupada said Krishna will dance on your tongue. Baila. Just like I feel you. I feel all of you in this room. When we chant the holy names without offenses, we feel Krishna and Krishna's associates. The presence. So, even Krishna and Balaram, they are attracted to Vrindavan. Because about hearing about Vrindavan, Mother Rohini is speaking about Vrindavan. And they come outside the room. And they see Subhadra, the younger sister. And Subhadra said, nope, you cannot go inside. Brothers, stop, alto. He said, ¿por qué? Why? No, Mother Rohini's orders. So then they put their ears to the door. And they start listening inside. And Mother Rohini is speaking about Vrindavan. He's speaking about the childhood pastimes of Krishna, the sweet pastimes. We're talking about all the activities of Krishna right from the morning to the night. The sweet pastimes, like we see that pastime here that Mother Elizabeth has. Krishna and the fruit seller. Baby Krishna, Mother Rohini says he came with a few grains in his hands because the fruit seller says, take my fruits, take my fruits. So the baby goes, he can hardly walk. He's about 3 years old at that time. And he goes, he says, I know one thing, that if you want something, you have to give something. So the fruit seller is selling fruits, nice sweet fruits, mangoes, and so many melons and so many nice fruits. I want them. So, but he knows now he has to give something. So he goes into the cocina, into the kitchen, and he takes some grains of rice. And he runs to the fruit seller. And everything is falling out of his hands. Nothing, nada. And the fruit seller says, what have you brought for me? And Krishna says, here, and you give me your fruits. And the fruit seller says, you don't have anything in your hands. But no problem, you take these fruits. These are yours. That is love. Although she was not getting anything in exchange. That is prema. So then, when Krishna got the fruits, he could not even hold them in his hands. She gave him so many fruits. And Krishna, without even her asking anything, reciprocated by filling her basket with jewels, diamonds, emeralds. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a nice verse. Srila Prabhupada quotes that in this chapter of Krishna book. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. No, Krishna book. But the verse is from Bhagavad Gita. The verse is from Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, that if anybody offers me fruit, flower, water, or a leaf with love, that is the most primero, with love, I will accept it. So the fruit seller gave everything with love, not with the expectation that I will make some dineros, some money. That is prema. But that is what we should also. When we love God with Krishna, don't expect anything. Only one thing you can expect. Give me the association of Vaishnavas. That's it. That is also meaning give me pure bhakti. That's it. Don't ask for money. Don't ask for anything else. Then you, Prahlad Maharaj says, then you are a merchant. You are making business. You give $5 or 100 pesos and, oh Dios, oh God, give me a good job. Give me some money. Give me this, give me that. Then you are a merchant. So, in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the line of Prahlad Maharaj, in the line of pure bhakti, no business. Prema. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, last verse of Chaitanya Sistastakam, Aslisha Padartam, Pinashtumam, Adarshanam Marma Harto Karotua, Yatha Tathava Vidato Lampato, Mat Prana Nathas Sevabra. Whether you kick me, O Krishna, or whether you embrace me, you are my Lord. But You are my Lord, birth after birth after birth. And nobody else, nobody else. So after hearing about Vrindavan, these three brothers and sisters, they froze. Like sometimes we find, sometimes when you have very good news, what happens? Very good news. What happens? Huh? You know, you cannot move. Your mouth is open. Your eyes are wide. Ah. Ah. Right? So they heard the sweet pastimes of Vrindavan and they became like a statue. And especially when you were hearing something very transcendental, then we get Asta Sattvic Vikar. Vikar. The hair on the body, it stands up. Tears flow from your eyes. You start trembling. Mangalarti. Sri Vigraharadna Nityanana Sringaratan Mandir Marjado. And before that, what is that verse? Romancha Kampashu Taranga Vajo Vande Guru Sri Charnara. Romancha. Hair is standing on the head. Kampan. Ashru Taranga. Like that, there are 8 orcho different. And one of them is the hands go inside, like a tortoise, like a tortuga. Yeah. And the legs also come inside, like the tortuga, like the tortoise, the legs and hands, they go in. And that was the situation for Krishna, Balram and Subhadra. So afterwards, after speaking about Vrindavan, the doors open. And then the 3 of them are like this. But after the katha is finished, they come back to the normal form. And then what happens? Krishna sees Naradji. Sees Narad, because Naradji was also there. Narad Muni. Narad, what did you start? What did you do? And Naradji, he looked down. He thought maybe he committed big offense. So I'm sorry, he said, Naradji, but the queens asked me and I asked Mother Rohini. And they all asked about Vrindavan. So Krishna said, Narad, I'm very happy with you. Don't feel bad. You have made us heard about Vrindavan. That is the best service you've done. We are very pleased with you. As Krishna said, I'm very pleased with you. Please ask me something. Please ask me something. So, Naradji said, Krishna, I don't want anything. Even when Narsingadev asked Prahlad Maharaj, I'm very happy with you. Ask me something. He said, no, I don't want to ask anything material, nothing. You forgive my father, make him, give him liberation. It is done already. 21 generations. Please ask me something. So then what did Prahlad Maharaj ask? What did he ask? What was his most important prayer? Liberation for all the sinful people? Kind of, okay. But he said, I do not, please, my dear Nrsingadev, let nothing come material desires in my heart. No material desires in my heart. And the second thing he said, I don't want to go to Vaikuntha. I want to stay here, aquí. And why? I want to assist and serve my Guru Maharaj Naradji. Because so many people in this El Mundo, in this world, they need Krishna consciousness. And I want to help my Guru Naradji. That is the same bhav or the spirit Prabhupada has. That is why Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. It is very easy to purify oneself and go back to Godhead. But to come here for a higher purpose, so that we can give Krishna to all, is a higher service. Listo? So he said, I'm very happy now. Ask me. So I don't need anything. But Krishna says, you will make me happy. Please ask me something. So when devotee, to make Krishna happy, then Naradji says, okay, I will ask you something. Just now when we opened the doors, when we opened the doors, we saw 3 forms like this. That form is of prema, of great love. The prema for the Vraj, for Vrindavan, prema for the devotees. It is todo dulce prema. We saw it. Why don't you do this for the whole world in the same form so that they can also get Krishna prema, Vrindavan prema? And Krishna says, Tathastu, so be it. And that is the reason. Now we go back to the end of the story 1. We find the form of Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra in that form, in love of Vrindavan, in love for the devotees. And the 4th one was Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra is important. Su means very good and Darshan means darshan. So first we offer obeisances to Sudarshan Chakra before we offer obeisances to Baldev, Subhadra Devi and Jagannath. That is why in Jagannath Puri, we just had the Rath Yatra 5 days ago. Muchas gracias. Today is the 5th day after the Rath Yatra. Tomorrow. Today is the 4th day. Mañana, yes, 4 days ago, the Rath Yatra happened in Jagannath Puri. And every time the first thing that comes out of the temple is the Sudarshan Chakra. First. On the chariot. Sudarshan Chakra primero. No, outside the temple, on the Ratha, on the chariot. Second comes out Subhadra Devi. Third, Baldev Prabhu. And 4th, Lord Jagannath. First Ratha that goes is of Subhadra Devi. No, of Baldev. Second, in middle is Subhadra. And the third is Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath's Ratha, the Sudarshan Chakra, they are all Vaishnavas. They are Vaishnavas. Just like you are a Vaishnava, you are a Vaishnava, you are a... The Sudarshan Chakra is a Vaishnava. See, the Ratha is a Vaishnava. The name of the Ratha is Nandi Ghosh of Lord Jagannath. The name of Subhadra Devi's Ratha is Dev Dalan. Dev Dalana. Subhadra Devi. Dev Dalan. Dev Dalan. Yes. And I forget the name of Baldev Prabhu's Ratha. Do you know? Dev Dalan's Nandi Ghosh. And there is one more. I can't remember now. But anyways, so Naradji said, we saw these forms, please make it available to everyone in the world so that they will also one day get prema in Vrindavan or bhava of Vrindavan. And that is why we have the Rath Yatra. So in the Rath Yatra, everybody is welcome. And when they take darshan, and when we pull the Lord Jagannath and Baldev, we are taking them to Vrindavan. That is the highest service. Because that is what Krishna wants. He wants to go from Dwarka to Vrindavan. Taladhwaj. Thank you. Taladhwaj. Yeah. Taladhwaj. Baldev. So this Rath Yatra is not just some kind of a social program. Whether you know or not, if you just glance at Lord Jagannath and Lord Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. So even when Lord Jagannath in the Rath Yatra, he just sees us, we will get, that inspiration. Not the prem in Vaikuntha, not the prem in the heaven, but prema in Vrindavan. Who Krishna is crazy, Balram is crazy after that prema. Now I will end my katha in about 5 minutes. So this is a 2-month katha that I made small in 2 hours. One may ask that why Krishna never left Vrindavan. You remember he was in the bhav form. When Krishna Balram, when they went to Mathura, the Krishna separated and he stayed in Vrindavan. So who are we taking to Vrindavan? Yeah, but Vasudeva Krishna doesn't do any pastimes in Vrindavan. Well, actually, he does some pastimes. Anytime a demon is killed, Vasudeva Krishna kills it. But I don't think he's crazy for hunting demons to go to Vrindavan. Not for that reason. It is the love of the Vrajvasis. And because he witnessed it in his other form as Nandan, as Yashoda Nandan, the sweetness, he wants to see it again. I will give another simple example. How many players are there in the football team? Football team. 11, both the sides. Each team, right? Now, when the World Cup is being played, big Super Bowl, there is hundreds and thousands of people watching. And there is only 22 players. Now there is so much excitement. The players are excited when they're playing football. Por favor, please translate this properly. I want you to all understand this very nicely. So when the big game is going on, something big, the players are excited. Yes. Out of hundreds and thousands of people in the world, there is only 22 selected for the World Cup. Listo? Okay. Now, when they're playing a game, there is a lot of excitement. But there is more excitement in the crowd. The spectators, they want, and they still remember, like maybe Elizabeth, when you were a little girl, maybe you saw some big tournament and you still remember. Right? So like that, when you are a spectator, you want to be that spectator in Vrindavan, to see that sweetness. And Vasudeva Krishna cannot see that when he is in Dwarka. He has to come to Vrindavan. But when he comes to Vrindavan, there cannot be two Krishnas. So then he wants to go back to his other form of Nandanandan. So he can taste the sweetness of Vrindavan. He can taste the sweetness, smell the sweetness, feel the sweetness of Sri Vrindavan. That is why Vasudeva Krishna is very happy when you take him. Come to Vrindavan. That is one secret. And the second secret is, if Vasudeva Krishna comes to Vrindavan, Nandanandan Krishna will now come out of incognito. Listo? So that is the reason this Rath Yatra is very important. And that is the bhav. So when we take the Rath Yatra, we take the ropes. You know who the ropes of Lord Jagannath's cart are? It's Vasuki. It's the snake. Vasuki. It's the snake. Vasuki. So they are all Vaishnavas. So we are telling them, come. And there is more katha, but now it's time to stop. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
So when one is pulling
the ropes,
it represents that we want to take Krishna back to Vrindavan.
Correct. Vrindavan. See. Correct. Yes.
Even the form of Krishna, from Vasudeva Krishna.
Yes. Listo. Yes. And because he does not return for 5 days, he is in Gundicha. Mother Lakshmi gets very angry. That is called Hera Panchami, the 5th day, which is Manyana. Hera Panchami. So she comes with the soldiers. And then they start whipping the Ratha. Dandikosh, the chariot. Like they start the whip with the horse. You're not bringing my husband home. What are you doing here? So like this. So there's a very nice pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita about this Jagannath festival and how Lord how there was a nice conversation between Lakshmi Devi, Srivasacharya, Sarup Damodar, and how they said they were glorifying Vaikuntha, and how Sarup Damodar Goswami was glorifying Golok Vrindavan or Vrindavan. One part is where he's saying that why is he leaving my Vaikuntha? We have so much opulence in Vaikuntha. Lakshmi Devi and her servants are saying that. But Sarup Damodar Goswami says that even a small drop of Vrindavan is not equal to the opulence of Vaikuntha. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy when he heard that. So that is the festival of Hera Panchami, Manyana. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Jagannath Rath Yatra Mahautsav ki, Gaur Premanande, Merida Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So we have a few followers on Zoom conference from the Bhaktivedanta Bhagavad group. Thank you all for attending and wishing you all a happy Rath Yatra. I hope we can remember the consciousness of the Rath Yatra, and that way we can serve Krishna very nicely. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody on the Zoom call that would like to ask any questions or make any comments before I end this session? You can unmute yourself, people on the Zoom call.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Ramesh Bhai, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Are you in Mexico? And I just look at my message. બોલો પેલા જય જગન્નાથ નયન પથનું ભજન તમારથી થાય તો મોકલજો ને.
Okay, sure.
જય જગન્નાથ જય નયન પથનું ભજન છે ને જે કાલે રથયાત્રા હતી. રાઈટ. કાલે રથયાત્રા હતી ન્યુ જર્સીમાં, એટલે આ બહુ ગાતા હતા અને હું મંજીરા વગાડતો હતો, પણ આ ભજન મારી જોડે નથી, તો ખાલી મને ટેક્સ્ટ મેસેજ મોકલજો. હરે કૃષ્ણ. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ. તમે કરો છો એ બધા.
હરી બોલ, હરી બોલ.
હરી બોલ, હરી બોલ.
Okay, anybody else before I end? So Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.